So as I've stated on many other videos, we're at a time right now of judgment. And so as I'm sure a lot of people are aware, there's been an outbreak of the coronavirus in China, Wuhan, and it's now spreading from Wuhan to other places. I want to explain to everybody why this is happening so that you're not confused, so that you don't become afraid, you don't despair at this time because of this virus and what's going on with it, because there's a reason behind it. There's a lot of conspiracies and people saying, well, this is why the coronavirus is, this is why, this is why. But it's already been written as to why this is happening. The reason why this outbreak has happened is because now on the earth, it is the time blacks of the earth to be restored. So that means things that belong to them are to be restored to them at this time. Their land, their possessions, their wealth, their status. They don't know this, what I'm telling you. But now is the time for the soul to do that. They don't want to give Israel's land. They don't want to give him back his earth. They don't. And with this situation with the coronavirus, which is China, is because that nation in particular came against God's people. Because remember, now is the time to give them back what belongs to them, God's people. You have to give it back now, 400 years. But instead of doing this, the Chinese nation, government, decided we're going to do witchcraft against God's people. We're going to do divination against God's people to put a curse upon Israel because they're growing and they're becoming numerous and they're going to take over. They're going to take over this earth and destroy us. They're becoming too numerous. We're dying. They're becoming numerous. You all don't know this is happening, but this is what's happening behind the scenes. When they talk about population control, they're only talking about Israel. They're not talking about the whole earth. They're talking about one nation of people that they would like to keep at a certain number. You. So like I said, China did divination against Israel, not the fake false Israel. We're talking about the black people, the so-called Negroes. China tried to do witchcraft against the so-called black people. And that's why the coronavirus has hit them and is destroying them. It's not a virus. It is a destroying angel. The destroying angel was unleashed upon them because they tried to curse the so-called black people. And they tried to do this against the so-called Negro, to use this against the so-called Negro. And it backfired, and it backfired upon them. And so because of this, you have the destroying angel unleashed upon them. This is not a virus that is just a hop from an animal and it just popped up on the earth. That's not what's going on here. This is a destroying angel with a sword in his hand that's going forth and killing these people. And it won't stop, okay? There is no containing it. You can't contain a destroying angel sent from God. Now, like I've told you, China did divination against Israel to put a curse upon Israel. The scriptures say, those who bless Israel shall be blessed. Those who curse Israel shall be cursed. Well, they cursed you, Israel. China did. Because they don't want to give you back what belongs to you. And so since they tried to curse you 3 times, they did, it will be flipped up on their head 3 times. So you all can believe what you want to believe about the coronavirus. You can believe that it's a flu. You can believe whatever you. I'm telling you, it's the destroying angel is unleashed on the earth. The destroying angel is now unleashed. And if you read the scriptures, it'll tell you where. Right along that eastern border. China and Japan, where China and then there's the ocean, then there's the island of Japan right there. Right along that coast, it would just Beijing, all of that. It would spread right across that area from that coast inward. You can't stop this, everyone. It's been hidden from you. These are not a bunch of innocent people over there that this is happening to just because. They are being judged. They are being judged because they don't want to give back what belongs to God's people. It has nothing to do with anything else. If you believe it does, then you're just still being foolish and you're having cognitive dissonance. Chinese people don't love you, Black people. These other nations don't love you. And until you realize that, you're going to be completely have to go through these things that they're going to go through until you realize, hold on, wait a second. Maybe I need to disconnect myself from them so that I don't partake of her plagues. Just like the Bible says. Maybe it's time to disconnect. So this divination that I'm speaking of, that the Chinese leadership has tried to do against Israel, it has backfired upon them. And I guess words that I could say that would make sense to you. The warlock that they hired to try to do this divination, this curse against Israel, told the Chinese government, it won't work. I can't curse them. The Most High won't allow me to curse these people. And he insisted that he do it anyway. The Chinese leadership insisted that they do it anyway, and that's why they are getting what they're getting. Did you not read in the scriptures about Haman and Mordecai in the book of Esther, and how Haman, an Edomite, or a so-called white person, Mordecai, a so-called Jew, a so-called black man, a Jew, and Haman hated Mordecai and wanted to hang him, and he built gallows to hang Mordecai, and Haman and his whole family ended up being hung on those gallows. So Haman made gallows to hang Mordecai on them, but Haman ended up hanging from them. That is the same thing we have with China and the coronavirus, okay, everybody? China meant to do harm to you so-called black people. They meant to do population control on you, but it backfired on them. And you can feel bad about it, you can cry about it. I'm just telling you the truth, which I know it's bitter. See, what I'm going to give you is a double-edged sword. On one side, you have healing, because these words are healing to those who are seeking the truth. But on the other side, you have poison. And my words are poison to those who don't want truth, who want lies. I am poison to the deceitful. I am poison to the liar. I am poison to the iniquitous. But I am a healing balm to the righteous. I am a comforter to those who seek after righteousness. So that's what you're going to have. When you hear this message, you're either going to feel, oh, that's wrong. We should have compassion on those people and pray for them. And look, they've decided their own fate. They've decided this. This is why the Most High told you, black man, black woman, depart from them, separate. You are separate from them. You don't eat dogs. You don't eat snakes. You don't eat octopus. You don't eat animals that are still alive. Don't you understand that you're different? Don't you understand that you don't do those things, yet they do, and now they're suffering the consequences? Haven't your people been telling you, hey, get off the meat, start to eat your fruits and vegetables, start to get your sunlight? So-called melanated people, isn't this what you've been hearing lately? But yet these people are over there eating bat. They're eating snake and civets and dogs and cats. And yet your people saying, come on, get back on your fruits and vegetables, go back natural. Don't you see what God is doing on the earth? I mean, what? Is it that you just can't see it? Is that you don't have eyes to see what is around you, what's happening around you? So-called black people on the earth, these other nations hate you. They do not love you. They hate you because they know who you are. And they know what that means for them if you know who you are. And they're doing everything in their power to try to keep you from knowing that. So this coronavirus has nothing to do with somebody got sick and coughed on somebody else. It's a destroying angel that has gone forth to destroy them because they put a curse. They tried to put a curse on you. And they even said why. They said, we're doing this because those people have become too numerous. Don't you understand this? Those so-called black people, they're going to take over. Their 400 years is over. They're supposed to be back in their land already. Well, how come we're not? Then why aren't the so-called Negroes released from their captivity? Are we not in the same land that we were slaves in still? So you're still a prisoner of war. How come you can't understand that? If you take a person from their homeland to another land and enslave them, and then you say you emancipate them and they're free, then don't they go back home? Well, how come the so-called black people never did? Because somebody's stopping you from going back home on purpose. Because that represents their downfall. Enemies do not rule together. They war against each other. Don't y'all understand this? When you read the scriptures, Israel has enemies. It tells you who they are. One of those enemies is China. And that's why they're suffering what they're suffering now. And it's not only them that's going to suffer because of this, though it is their fault, because they're the ones who boldly tried to put a curse upon Israel. This man that I told you that the Chinese leadership called forth to bring this curse upon Israel, a diviner, if you want to call him that, from Midian. After, when he found out that they were trying to put a curse upon Israel, and he told them, the Most High is not going to allow you to do this. There is no curse against Israel. He went back to Midian. He left there. He left China. He went back to his land. And the Chinese leadership called him back and said, come back here to China to curse them. And he said, I can't do that. And I am told not to even come back to China. Or you know why? Because the destroying angel was there. And he was told not to go back. Well, the Chinese government, they said, come on, please come back and do this for us. We'll make you a great man. We'll make you a great name in this world. We'll make you a great man. I'm just telling y'all the truth. And so he was going back. And as he was traveling back, the destroying angel came in his path to kill him. Because the Most High's anger was kindled against him for traveling back to that land he had told not to go back to. That's China, everybody. So I'm going to ask right now, if what I'm saying is a lie, are you going to go travel to China right now? Who I'm to right now? Are y'all about to go to China? You about to go to Wuhan? No. So this is what I just told you. So You're not going to go back to China. I mean, you're not going to go to China right now. Why? The angels there. That's why. That's why people are running from there. That's why people are quarantined, can't come out their house because of a mysterious virus. No, it's because a destroying angel is there killing them. You can't put a vaccine against a destroying angel. Don't y'all know this? Can't vaccinate against that. You can't cure that. You can't recover from that. That's why you're seeing videos surfacing of people laying in the hospital beds right now, dead in China. People, the crematoriums are overfilled. One man said, a reporter there said, an eyewitness walked into a hospital. I saw the video. There were 8 body bags in a crematorium van outside the door of the hospital. There were 8 body bags in there. And then he went inside, and there was a young man crying, and he walked over to him. He said, "What's going on?" He says, "My father laying there," and his father was there. You could hear the flat line. Beep! He was dead. That's 9. Then he went into the hall. There was a lady in the hallway holding her dead husband. That's 10. And y'all are sitting here eating popcorn, about to watch the Super Bowl. You see how stupid this is? You're worried about Kobe Bryant helicopter crash? Do you see the distractions? The destroying angel is on the earth, and they're distracting you with the Super Bowl. You about to hear this video, click off of it, like most of y'all are doing right now, because you're scared to hear the truth. Why are you afraid to hear the truth? Y'all all complain about this world, but y'all don't want the world to change? Then why are you complaining about it? Do you want the world to change, or do you not want it to change? Well, if you do want it to change, there's some cleansing that has to happen. When you get a sickness in your body, you get an infection of some sort, you take an antibiotic. What does the antibiotic do? It kills the infection. It kills those cells. Does it not? It kills the cells off. Well, that means death. Well, the same thing with the earth. In order for the earth to be cleansed, it has to kill off certain cells. The same cells on the earth that have you all stressed out. It is what it is. Everything you buy, you look at the back of it, it say made in China on it. And you just think that's just a coincidence. It's not. This is big business being destroyed now. The economy is going to be devastated because of this. From the beginning of time, when men from the Most High would do what I'm doing right now, you would hate them. When are y'all going to decide maybe they're right? Maybe the prophets of the Most High are right after all. How do I that China is suffering because of this? Because they were trying to put a curse on the so-called black people on the earth. There's only one way I could know this happening. The Most High made it clear what to eat and what not to eat. And you know that these people eat these things. You know that they eat the things the Most High say don't eat. And there was a time he winked at that ignorance. He winked at it. But now it's the time for judgment. The Gentile will be judged even though he hath not the law. The Most High made it clear. You don't eat that kind of stuff. They insist on, oh, there you have it. Now it's being exposed. Men and women don't do that. So what are you? Maybe you're something different. Can we all just accept the truth for once, maybe? Can we all just accept the truth finally? Instead of living in deceptions. Nope, we all want to live in the deception and the lie that we're all the same. We all love each other. If we all love each other, how come nobody cares about your 400-year plight, black man, black woman? How come don't nobody give a damn? How come nobody's paying you back for all your suffering? How come nobody's paying you back for all your deaths? How come nobody's paying you back for all of your stolen land? How come nobody's paying you back for all of your smashed babies that was fed to alligators? What are people that hung off the trees that they burned? When is they going to pay you back fat? Everybody want to shed a tear about coronavirus. Oh, the suffering of those people. People don't give a damn about you. They don't care. I told you they tried to put a curse on you 3 times. Even after being told that the curse was not going to work against Israel, they still did it. This will continue, okay? It's not going to stop. It's not going to be contained. It has not been contained. It has already spread. And it's because you can't contain an angel. That's pride. Thinking that every time something happens, we can fix it. We'll just put these suits on and contain everybody in their homes and put everybody on martial law and lockdown. Censor all of their outlets so that they can't get any information out. Lie and say that there's only 200 people that died from this. I just told you the man himself recorded 10 in one day, in the 5 minutes. It said 8 bodies in 5 minutes, name of the video or something like that. And you're telling me only 200 something people have died from this? You're lying. But I told you, we are in the world of truth now. You can't lie anymore. A deceiver no longer sits on the throne here. Jacob now sits on the throne. Israel now sits on the throne of this earth. And he will not put up with lies anymore. This is why they didn't want you to know who you were, black man, because this is what you do, what I'm doing. You're going to speak unadulterated truth straight from the source. That's your job. That's what you were separated to do. To speak Abba words to the world, because as you can see, they don't want to hear what you got to say. They don't care. If y'all still in 2020 think that there's a virus outbreak that just popped up, that just happened, be contained, and it's not so bad, it's not a big deal, then you're just foolish at this point. You're just being foolish. Their curse has backfired. And they were trying to curse you, black man, black woman, nobody else. And it backfired. And now the destroying angel has been unleashed. And the one who was sent to put the curse on Israel saw the angel himself. And the angel said, I was about to kill you too, if the Most High had not told me to spare you. So what did that mean y'all need to be doing right now? Maybe you need to be falling on your knees. Maybe you need to be asking that question, what must I do to be saved from this that's coming on the earth? Locusts in East Africa now. There's locust famine. The locust eating everything, and it's spreading. They said this thing is going to spread across all of Africa and beyond. So you have, let's see here, y'all. You got wildfires chewing up Australia. You got coronavirus killing people, spreading across the globe. People all in quarantine. You got hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes all over the place. Volcanoes erupting all over the place. You got wars and rumors of wars. You got Americans and so-called Israelis. The script says when they say peace and safety, then sudden destruction shall come upon them. But y'all don't want to hear that. Y'all don't want to hear that. What y'all want to hear? What y'all want to hear? What y'all itching ears? What do y'all want to hear? That everything's okay, everything going good. Let's just all go to work let's all go to the jobs we hate every day and keep stressing out and getting fat. Wife and hating our husbands and hating our children and snatching our kids away from their parents that love them. Let's just keep doing this. Let's just keep destroying ourselves. Because that's the way the world should be. Are y'all crazy? You think I mean, what do y'all want me to say? That everything's fine? This illusion? We all the nations on the earth are holding hands. We all love each other. That's not reality, you guys. That's not reality. So what y'all want me to tell you? What y'all want me to say? The days of living with the veil over our eyes are over, you guys. It's time for us to live in the truth now, to accept God's truth. That it's time to make a simple choice. You governments of this world. Oh, one more thing. Did the UK leave the European Union or not? And they left the European Union as Trump unveils his plan of the century about parting God's land. Did they not? So am I tripping? Or is prophecy being fulfilled? I mean, come on, y'all. Is it being fulfilled or not? So shouldn't we all be talking about this amongst each other? What we should do to be saved from this? These leaders are just running rampant on y'all. They're just doing whatever they want to do. And y'all are just letting them do it to you. When you have a choice to choose. Okay, Caesar, you can have your shit back. Here you go. You can have all your ways back, Caesar. Here go your social security number back. I never wanted that anyway. Here you go. You can have that back. You can have your birth certificate back. You can have your driver license back. You can have your bank account back. You can have all that bullshit, stressful ass shit back. And I'm gonna go ahead and give my soul to where it belongs, which is to God. So I'm gonna go ahead and give that back to him now, because you've been trying to suck off of it for too long now, system. Am I lying or not, y'all? Has this system been draining your life force or not? You think giving your life back to the Most High, He's gonna suck your life force from you? That's what you think is gonna happen? Because that's what you do when you plug into this matrix every day. As soon as you plug in, it's sucking your life force. That's what powers the matrix. You. That's what powers this system that you hate. Every time you plug in, stop plugging into it. Let my people go, that they may come out and serve me. That's what Moses said to the children of Israel. That those were the Most High's words. He didn't say, come out of Egypt so just to have fun and just do whatever. He said to serve me. So that's what's happening now. Everybody has to decide if they serve God or they don't serve God. They have to come out of that bondage of the matrix and say, you know what? Do I want to continue to plug into this and give my life force energy to this? Or do I not want to plug into another source that's going to fill me with life force energy? Instead of me giving my life force, now I can plug into something that's going to give me energy. So that I can see clearly, so that I can hear clearly, so that I can speak clearly. Instead of looking like a fool out here, y'all. This is not a hard thing to understand. These things will continue to increase on the earth, aren't they? I mean, if what I'm saying to y'all, if it's a lie, then just somebody put a comment or something and say, you're just lying, man. There are earthquakes on the earth. You're lying about that. There are not volcanoes erupting. There are not floods. There's not pestilence and disease running rampant. The fish are not washing up out of the ocean dead. The birds are not falling out from the sky dying. Those things, they're not spraying chemtrails in the sky every day covering up the sun. There's not sky phenomena going on, blood moons and lights flashing in the sky and all kind of different colors and beams shooting around and eclipses and all tetrads and all this super blood moons. That stuff's not happening. Come on, guys. Is it happening or not? That's all I'm trying to say. Is, are these things happening or are they not happening? Because if they are happening, then we have to look at the text that says these things would happen and say, well, what did he say would happen when we saw those things? Then you know that the end is near. The end of what? The end of that age of deception. The end of the age of lies. It's over for that. Deception no longer works. So do you understand now why they're giving you these figures about back to coronavirus? Do you understand now why they're giving you these figures and every day it's going up like 2,000? Oh, it was first day, it was 200 cases. Then the next day, oh, it was 1,000 cases. Then the next day, oh, it's 2,900 cases. Then the next day, it's 4,000 cases. Then the next day, it's 6,000 cases. Then the next day, it's 8,000 cases. Then it's 10. Then it's 12. It's just, do you see? Come on, guys. Don't you understand that? That they're just deceiving you? Can't you see through it? You mean to tell me the United States has cut all flights to China, over 200 people that have died from this virus? That's all? And the United States cuts all the flights now to China, period. Australia has cut all flights to China, which means we ain't flying to China and y'all ain't flying here. Y'all deal with that on your own. See how all the nations are going back to their own? And I told y'all this a long time ago, and it's happening right now. They're going to be separated. China curse will be put upon their own head. Their hatred for Israel will be turned upon them. And now the world is going to give them the same disgust that they gave to the Hebrew, the so-called black man. When you start to see Chinese people now, you're going to go the other way. Because they're going to be synonymous with that sickness, with that mask on that face. I'm not saying this to be evil and mean. It's the truth. If United States said there's no more flights to China, then that's what they're saying. We're not fucking with you, China, right now. Y'all is fucked up. We're not messing with y'all. Y'all cursed. That's what happens when you're cursed. People pull away from you. Israel was cursed 400 years. People pulled away from us. They were repulsed by us. They were afraid of us. They enslaved us. They hated us. They called us crazy ass names. Well, now that's coming upon you, China. Those who bless Israel will be blessed. Those who curse Israel will be cursed. You cursed Israel, and now you're cursed. So now you're going to be synonymous with being a byword and a proverb. You're going to be synonymous with this. When people say eating a dog, who do you think of? When people think of eating dogs, you don't think of a black person. You don't think of anybody else but a Chinese person. This is not racist. This is true. They are synonymous with that. So now this is coming upon you now. You're going to be synonymous with that mask on your face now. You're going to be synonymous with viruses now. And the world is going to pull away from you now and be repulsed by you. And you're going to suffer the curse you tried to put upon Israel. And that's Abba's words, not mine. Abba said this. You can't curse us, okay? It is our time now. It's time to give back what belongs to us. So since no one else wants to ask, I will ask. Well, no, I will demand, since no one else will. I am Samzael of the nation of Israel from the tribe of Judah. The 400 years of bondage that me and my people were placed under is now over. And because of that, we are now to be given back what belongs to us, including our land, our resources, our wealth. And we want that now given back to us. We will not accept anything other than everything that is due unto us, all reparations paid in full, because now is the time to do it. So as the representative of the nation of Israel, Samzael from the tribe of Judah, I now demand that you give back all that is due to the so-called black man and so-called black woman and child in full reparations, paid in full, now. Now it's been said, and now you have the choice, you so-called leaders of the world. And if you don't give it back, then these things will increase on the earth. Mark my words, everybody. Death will increase. The destroying angel will go forth and increase because they don't repent. They don't say, you know what? Give it back. Our time is over. The time of the Gentile is over. You had fun. You ate up all your dogs and cats and snakes and your civets and raccoon dogs. And Esau, you didn't killed up enough people. You didn't murdered enough black people. Now you didn't drank enough blood. You didn't soiled your kilt in enough blood. Okay? Y'all have had y'all fill. You have counted enough Benjamins now. Okay? You have counted all the money that you need. You have excavated all the tombs you need to excavate. You have uncovered all the things you need to uncover. You discovered everything you need to discover now, Gentile. Okay? You didn't suck, pilfered, stole, pillaged, killed. Enough. Now give it back. And if you don't give it back, then the destroying angel will continue to destroy. You can't cure that.